Stream doesn't want to see.
Okay, I mean, I don't mind. Okay, recording is on. So we have 11:07. We start. Okay, let's go. Alright, you're playing mid. You're placing the ward on the hill, so you wanna be more secure while farming. I'm not sure if it's needed because you can use the 3-minute ward to do that. You usually don't get contested before, and seeing what happens and controlling the runes might be a bit more useful. But I can see that ward being good. In the old patch, a lot of good meepo players actually cut some trees here and put it here early. If you go for that ward, you probably wanna go at least 2 levels in proof. Because your game plan is more farm oriented, right? And farming fast is proof. Alright, so about the Meepo against Shadow Fiend matchup. So Meepo against Shadow Fiend is like one of the worst matchups in Dota that's possible. Because well, you cannot do anything against his ultimate combo, and even if you kill him with like Hex or something, you still take a lot of damage. So usually against Shadow Fiend, I think the game plan is that you build really tanky. So if I see Shadow Fiend here right now, I would probably decide to go double Dragonlance. So I have more HP pool, and after that I would probably go E-Plate if I feel like my team can do something while I E-Plate him and net him from range while not committing into the fight. Or I would also decide maybe I actually just go hard or go like Skadi. Because if you look at the enemy, all they have is like magic burst. So E-Blade is really good because it gives you extra armor and a lot of damage. But if there are not a lot of physical hitters, you can always consider like going more hard and stuff. And if you feel like you cannot fight into them at all, there's also the build Manta into hard or Manta into Skadi hard, where you just send Manta Illus on people to outpush lanes and outfarm enemies. And if a fight happens or you wanna commit to a fight, you poof on the Manta Illusions. Like if those guys were like 8k, I'm not sure if you can play the E-Blade Rush game.
Yeah, probably.
So that's my first idea. Alright, so first wave. I mean, this guy has races on level 1, but mangoes are really expensive and it takes a lot of damage, and I think you can get a big advantage if you don't pull the creeps away. And what I do a lot of times in my games, especially if I feel like I'm not gonna like last hit or trade too well with people, it's like you 3 times hit the range creep. Poof is like on level 120 damage, so you need to deal 180. This is with Quelling Blade 3 hits. So I just three time hit the range creep, I tank whatever damage and I instantly poof. And the wave is gonna instantly push into tower, usually for mid lane. If the first wave pushes into enemy tower, it's a very big advantage because he has to last hit against the tower and against you, which means he will usually miss a lot of the last hits.
Yeah, true.
So you're doing it here like that, but yeah, I think this is for sure the way. Usually, you just push the first wave in to get an advantage. I mean, I don't really think you care about the races because he's still paying a lot of mana and gold for mangoes. You're getting a healing salve here. That's what you need to do. Maybe you could have bought it on a bounty run instead. If you play against lineups that have heavy new commit and you feel like you might not be able to sustain. It might be something like Tinker, Shadow Fiend, maybe even Void Spirit or whatever. Usually it's really helpful to buy like 1 or 2 region. When you hit level 4, you can always TP back to base to full here. But if you go greedy on a lot of games, you will not reach level 4 without dying.
Yeah. And that guy was just spamming raises. It's actually not fun.
Yeah. I think in this matchup, I probably don't take Earthbind because, well, I don't care about trying to fight him, and I probably go double proof because you cannot really lane against him and you will jungle a lot. And 1 level improve gives you early extra jungle speed, and also level 2 double poof kills the range creep, so you can just walk into the creep wave and double poof it, run out and jungle. And if you play for lane sustain, you still would go double level and ransack because you can just hit the side camps after pushing out the mid wave and just regain your HP you're losing from the races. So I'm not a fan of Earthbind here unless you feel like, okay, you're actually playing with some pos 4 player that's not brain dead and he realized Shadow Fiend has no escape and he dies on cooldown.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like in this game anyone is willing to play like this, so for sure I wouldn't take a level in net here. It's just slowing down your farm speed and you're not gonna have kill potential in this guy. I mean, you might have because he sucks at the game, but even then, honestly, I don't feel like you can take that risk. Alright, so at a point like 2 minutes earlier, I would probably decide, especially after you get level 4. Let's check when you get level 4. Okay, so you got level 4. Like here, it's 240. You tried to kill him here, but actually what you could have done, like, you know, even if stuff goes well here, you probably don't kill him. If he gets any TP, you actually die, you're gonna get triple raised. What you can do right now, especially since you have 1 level in net, there's one advantage to 1 level in net if you play like full farming. I think right now you just run away. You use 1 meepo to stack this camp and 1 meepo to stack this, or you use 1 meepo to stack here. When you have 1 level in net, you can actually start attacking creep camps at 51 and then net them, and it will be like you attack them at 53. So if you have boots, okay, you don't have boots, but with net it might still be possible. You can probably stack 2 camps at the same time with each meepo if you commit 1 cast of net on the camp that you attack first. So right now, I would probably be in double ransack, and at the end of the minute, I will just try to like get at least 2 stacks in jungle every time, and I will just farm because, well, it's really dog shit to lane against Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, makes sense.
And well, stacking 2 camps is more than 1 creep wave actually. The small camp is like 40% of a creep wave. So you probably would have gotten a lot more there, and I mean, in general, most of the mid players like Shadow Fiend, he wants to flash farm as well, so he's probably even gonna push the wave into your tower. So even without running into it and like tanking races to outpush the wave with poof, you're still gonna get like full farm. And if you wanna take the XP and last it on mid, you can still like have one of your meepo, your secondary meepo jungle, and only your main meepo stay there. So if you tank like the triple races or whatever, not both of your meepos score low HP, but only one, and you're still soaking all the XP and farm. So I don't think you ever need to be there with 2 meepos unless you plan to like only stay there for 1 second to double poof the wave to get it pushed to return to jungle faster.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'm not sure what happened to enemy 3-minute bounty rune, but you could have also, instead of stacking, like send your meepos to steal the enemy bounty rune. That's really easy since usually people take a long time to take it or they're waiting for like mid to bounty it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have gone full stats in this game. Or 2 levels on ransack just to make the jungle life recovery a bit more interesting. When you fight the Shadow Fiend and he's racing you, you never run out with your meepo. That's low. You always face hit him. You run out with the secondary meepo, and then from really melee range you poof out.
Oh yeah, no, true. Triple raises sucks, man. You lose all your HP.
Yeah, Shadow Fiend is like the worst hero, but at least you can handle him in some way.
It's under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
In this game, I would literally full-time jungle and double stack or triple stack every minute and tell my mid laner to sit mid for XP. And to make your early jungling more efficient, I would take 2 or 3 levels into poof. 2 are probably enough.
Dire's middle
Rest of the stuff right now is straightforward and well. I agree on you're just like farming and catching up. Like I said, I would probably go Dragon Lances here just so you can handle more magic damage and you have more early stats.
When are the games you go Eagle Song first, and when are the games you go E-Blade first? Ghost Scepter.
Ghost Scepter, Eagle Song, if you feel, it always depends if you're rushing it or not rushing it. So the Eagle Song is pretty expensive. You're walking around without real farm speed and damage improvement for like until you have 3k gold. So if you already have like some smaller items like rest bands or dragon lances, probably not rest bands because dragon lances are actually more stat efficient, or crowns, then you can potentially rush the Eagle Song. If you literally rush it like that, the +5 stats can be really nice. But my most on point consideration for what I get first is I look at enemies. I look, do they have a lot of magic burst? Do I need like extra HP? Am I active or am I just hitting jungle creeps? And if I feel like I need the extra +5 strength to survive or to fight, and it's gonna be useful, I'm gonna take it. Second choice, if they have heroes that really hard right click you, and you can use the ghost active on your main meepo with baiting them. And for example, if I play against Husker, I rush E-Blade really fast, just because that's the only way to play against Husker. You would just wait for him to out, and then you E-Blade him, and he cannot play the game. And also, you just split push him, and you play against Husker, you never face him.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, you're killing the Juggernaut, which is cool and nice, but if you consider this game on a macro game and you believe the enemies have at least not full dogs, do you really want to fight right now with Meepo against Shadow Fiend and and Meteor Hammer OD and like Sand King? I don't think you can like walk on them. There's always a risk of dying. And if Juggernaut dies, well, he dies. It's horrible for him. But if Meepo dies, the death hurt a lot more because right now you could have farmed 2 times this half of the map without any issue. So I think this is probably a really bad play. On this bracket, since they all suck, the most optimal move to win this game is just like literally AFK hitting creeps with 3 of your meepos all the time and only take kills that are 0% risk of dying. And then you rush E-Plate Dagger Hex and you just jump Shadow Fiend every fight.
Yeah.
So right now you, in my opinion, you should be hitting more creeps. Next mistake. He caught you there. He caught your secondary meepo. Right now you have your main meepo here and you can change the power threats to strength and it's gonna give him plus 20 strength and he might have a higher chance of survival. I mean, if this guy is good, he's still gonna like root him if you try to prove. But if you had like, so right now you're at 60% HP, so you would get like 240 extra HP. So maybe this guy fucks up the Fortune's End or something, or doesn't realize you're poofing, and you can actually get out of there if you switch the power threats. On the other side, if you had double Dragon Lance here, you're not gonna even die on disengagement with power threat swap. And about the talent, most of the games when I go like double Dragon Lance or something for the stats and for the extra HP, I go for the extra base damage for farm speed, since you have high HP anyway from the stats and that stuff. But in this game, if you look at them, all they have is burst and magic damage, and if you survive the burst, you're gonna win the game, so I would probably get the other talent this game. And if you had double Dragon Lance and +6 strength talent, which means your secondary meepos are gonna have 12 plus something like 30. They have +40 and power threats. They have like 60 more strength right now, which translate to 1200 HP more. I don't think you die there.
Yeah, probably. Oh shit, that's a lot of HP. But yeah.
So that would be my my view on the micro game plan right now and what I would do. And yeah, like I said, I think you need a Blink Dagger here, or you need to have a teammate you trust and play on the Aghanim Shard proof. Because you cannot fight normally, you always need to either wait for them to waste their spells and then jump on targets that cannot do shit because spells on cooldown, or you need to have like Dagger and Hex and just go on the Shadow Fiend. But even if you do that, there's still the Oracle. But in general, you're more like, alright, they have a lot of spells that fuck you up. What you do in that situation is you just stay patiently on the side lanes and you wait for the right moment to go in when they wasted a lot of spells, and then even then they cannot kill you because, well, if you go for like a lot of strength stat build and shit, even if they use their spells, it's not going to be enough, and you're gonna have a team as well that can use skills. You see, the fighting into Shadow Fiend is really retarded. So if you look at the enemies, they don't have a lot of catch. They have Oracle. I mean, they have 3 heroes that can potentially catch you, but you see them full time here. While you see everyone here, you need to have 2 meepos on your side lanes and pushing them. Right now, you're forcing 5-on-5 fights and you're enabling them to have 5-on-5 fights, and that's unfavorable for you. What you want to mostly do is like have your meepos on the side lanes. You want to threaten those towers. You want to have the lanes out pushed. And then when you don't see them all, you just hit like jungle because they have to outpush their lanes. When they outpush their lanes, they will have to split their heroes so they are not 5 anymore, and that opens up potentials to fight engagements that are favorable for you. So right now, the best move would be controlling the lanes, and after you control the lanes, farming jungle. And then either searching for pickoffs or continuing to farm. So that's what you want to do right now. That's the macro plan.
And that's probably for every meepo game.
Yeah, most of the meepo games. Unless you're super hard countered and you feel like if you don't do something, you're gonna lose the game, you can just literally outfarm and hit creeps.
Yeah.
Like if you for example played the Abbot 2 years ago build where you just get dagger and 4 E-plates, you're gonna kill everyone literally in 1 second, and if you win one team fight, you're gonna instantly throne them. So you don't have to be scared of any late game. You're gonna outfarm everyone. You're gonna have double net worth of every enemy hero. Obviously, if you play against counters like Huskar, Shadow Fiend, and other heroes, you cannot rely on solo carrying the game. So you need to play more aggressive and maybe go for builds that have like more early impact, because farming will not win you the game most of the times. But even in that bracket against 5 counters, you're gonna get chances where you can split push them and kill their towers, and if they try to defend, you're just gonna poof out, and you're gonna rinse and repeat until they lose their throne. Alright, you're taking Roshan, that's nice. In general, you can always solo Roshan as soon as you get E-plate.
With the stats build, without the stats build, it's actually harder to roll.
I think nowadays the Ransack works on Roshan. They changed that without putting it into patch notes. So Roshan got a lot easier.
Oh, makes sense.
I mean, a lot of games, when I have the potential of Roshan, I have a smoke ready and I just play on the bottom lane and I force like 1 or 2 rotations and then I instantly go into Rosh Pit, and they won't have enough times after using TP to reach Roshan even if they understand it. And most of the times they won't even have time to react fast enough.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Alright, so you're always having your main meepo farm solo and your other splitting. That's how you do it because of the 40% XP soak.
Yeah, I actually don't understand the XP, but I saw you do it, and I see other meepo players do it, so I'm like, okay, that's the way where you can maximize your XP.
So it works like this. If a single meepo is solo farming, you only get 40% of the HP. If 2 meepos farm together, they get 80%. If 3 of them farm together, they get 100% of the HP. 120 in general, but you can't take more than 100% HP, obviously.
Okay.
So in general, you want to have your meepos farm into groups of 2 and your main meepo run around solo.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes, especially in late game, you kind of just send every meepo solo if you have the time and are fast enough on clicking the keys. But you get a bit of less HP, but your farm speed is a lot faster. So that's the idea behind it.
Okay, makes sense.
And obviously, if you have a team fight and you have 4 meepos there, your main meepo take 100%, the other 120, so you actually take double the XP of what your teammates get. That's why you can reach high levels really fast by winning team fights on meepo.
Oh. Explains a lot.
And meepo scales a lot on levels, especially since the stats. Alright, let's take a look again at the fight.
My age is expired here, by the way.
Yep, unlucky. But still. So if you look at the fight, right now. So even in that fight, they used their skills really badly and fucked up a lot, which probably they could do a lot better. Like, Shadow Fiend has dagger BKB, Sand King has like Aghanim stun. Sand King is just gonna jump on you and he's gonna ult on you, and at the same time you will be get hit by Meteor Hammer. And no matter how tanky you are here, you're probably gonna die. And I mean, your Pengo doesn't have BKB peers, no one of your team has BKB peers, and your team also doesn't have a lot of crowd control. First of all, you don't wanna fight them. Even if you have Aegis, it's a farming Aegis. Second of all, if you had a dagger here, what can happen? They are all grouped here. Your meepos are sitting on side lanes, maybe even threatening the tower, and since you have Aegis, you can also full commit your other meepos to like hit on the tower, and even if they kill you, Aegis is gonna run out and you're gonna get a lot of damage and waste that time, or your meepos are gonna respawn on the main meepo. So, well, what you're doing right now, your main meepo with dagger and E-Blade is like running around with your team. You're searching engagement and solo pickoffs, and your other meepos are pushing side lanes. And if you, for example, see the Shadow Fiend, especially before you had BKB, you just go like with your Willow and Penguin shit, and you're like, alright guys, I have E-Blade and Net and Dagger. I literally just E-Blade him and Net him, and Willow uses like her ult on him or some shit, and he's gonna be forced to BKB. And after that, they're not gonna have BKB for a long time, and then we literally keep doing the same. So your meepo with E-Blade, you're actually gonna try to like make your team find a fight by just using an E-Blade and enabling one of your heroes to like nuke them. And after they lose, what makes you lose fights, which is like Shadow Fiend ult, or the ability with Shadow Fiend to ult, you can search for real fights. But right now, I don't think you wanna fight them. You look at their heroes, you're not farmed enough, you're not tanky enough, you probably would want to have like E-Blade and double heart or something here, then you can fight because they can't kill you. And even if they focus you, your team will get a lot of space to actually deal damage and use spells and destroy them.
Yeah.
So that would be my idea and how my macro plan would be at this game right now. And if you feel like your team is really dog shit and you're literally not doing anything at all the whole time, then I would probably even go for a Manta and just use the Manta to push one extra wave to create more space for yourself on the map to have a lower chance of getting ganked and applying more map pressure.
Manta seems like more micro.
By the way, another thing, since this game you don't really want to take fights and it's really split pushy, do you know the Boots of Travel and Aghanim's mechanic?
Yeah, but I think I actually the only reason, just for reference, the only reason I started playing Meepo is because I like demoing heroes, And I don't know, I demo Magnus sometimes and just RP bots, and I demoed meepo, and I bought Ags by mistake, and I discovered the Aghanim bug, and I discovered that you need to level up. Like, it took me like maybe 1 hour of demoing that I realized that to get it on your main meepo, you need to level up and level up using your clone. That's how you get the Aghanims using your main meepo.
So they fixed the Aghanims bug a bit, which is now every time you level up a skill, you're gonna lose it. So you probably only wanna get it at like something like level 20 or something, where after level 20 you don't really need to level up skills
Just level up
anymore. But against the Boots of Travel, you know, you were saving for Skadi. You probably at a time where you had 2.5k gold, you can still like buy the travels on the main meepo, drop it, pick it up, drop it, pick it up, to get extra TP scrolls on your other meepos for free.
On your clones, yeah.
And in that game where you don't wanna fight them and wanna split push a lot, you can constantly TP your other meepos on like the side lanes and apply more pressure there. So before you buy, before you finish your Skadi and you have like 2k gold or something, I would probably make sure I get the stuff. And the other thing is, at the time where your main meepo has the travels in inventory, you can use the travels TP on any lane with your copy meepos and then still sell the travels.
It wouldn't like, you can still sell it for full price, right?
Yeah, you can always sell it for the full price. Just don't use the TP on your main meepo. As soon as you use the item you buy on your real hero, you cannot sell it for full. It's the same with bottle. You buy it, you use it, you can't use it. But the trick on meepo is obviously because your other meepos are doing it, the game doesn't count it as such.
I see. And the reason you drop it is to get more.
Yes. Every time you drop it and pick it up, your secondary meepos get 1 free TP scroll.
Okay, makes sense. You can skip forward my death, by the way. You can see maybe next fight.
Yeah, we can maybe actually go into the next game, because we already talked about the macro game and stuff. I don't think much more is happening here. I mean, we can go 16x for a second and see if I see anything interesting here. But yeah, anyway, I would have against a hero like Shadow Fiend, I always go second item after E-Blade Hex, because, well, you need to jump him first and you need to kill him, or you cannot take the fight. If you jump on someone else, So it's either hard or hex, and you either try to out tank it or you try to just kill him. But you know, they are bad players, and you also have teammates. You can just sit behind and wait for Oracle to waste the shit, or I mean, there's gonna be opportunities if you're patient enough. You just need to, before you go into the fight or before you search the situation, you need to like visualize it on your mind, what you wanna do, what can happen, and what are your conditions for like initiating a fight or engagement. And now I guess you just win a fight and game is over.
Yeah, game is over now.
Alright, so let's take the 7k average game now.
Go.
So you see, most of the stuff that you probably can do a lot better is like, you need to understand what you want to do against what hero and what's the most optimal game plan. And if you have that in mind and you just follow it, the games probably turn a lot easier. That split pushing stuff and having awareness of where all meepos and where are you and what you want to do, and like moving out at the right time and not getting ganked and stuff. That is really hard to learn, but you need to make those mistakes and you need to overextend to learn it. Should I mute you again?
Mm-hmm.
Should I mute you again in game?
I think this game is fine.
Okay.
Do whatever.
I mean, I don't mind, but if you don't want to see your old chat on stream, I can understand that.
I mean, one game I was all chatting because my camps got blocked. Every single camp got blocked, so I was just all chatting that there are a bunch of like losers and that they're just wasting their time in Dora and stuff. Because I was pretty mad that, I don't know, people who block camps, I don't know what I
mean, the sentries are pretty cheap. You can just devote it. Also, the new map is really big. If they waste all their gold, usually with the new meepo, you can also play on the other side of the map if your team plays with you.
Yeah.
Alright, so if we look at the lineup, honestly, Crystal Maiden can be scary sometimes. If she uses a good ult, you can be fucked and no one of your team stuns her. Mars, you don't care about that. Hero Arena can be annoying, but they don't have enough damage. This is Ogre, so this is like the freest perfect meepo game you're gonna have, and you're gonna have no problem in this game at all if you play decent.
Nah, I did not play decent at all. I actually lose bet to Ogre.
You just last hit and proof to farm. Maybe you can get more last hits, but no real point going on that now. Not sure if in this game I would get 2 levels improve. I mean, 2 levels improve are probably never bad because, well, you can just farm fast, and all you need to get this game is like get fat. Yeah. But playing with 1 level improve would probably work out here as well. You don't really need to pre-hit the range creep. I'm not sure why you are like on his tier 2 tower. Because after you push out the wave and you kill the creeps, you can farm this camp, you can stack camps, you can farm your own camps, whatever. Like proof the waves, farm this camp, or proof the waves, cut this tree, farm those 2 camps at the same time. Whatever, you just wanna farm fast, and you don't care about pressuring, and you're not gonna pressure him behind tower anyway. And after the wave was in his tower, it's gonna push into yours, and you're gonna be closer to it. So what you wanna do here is probably maximize farm, and unless you feel like you actually have kill potential on Ogre, but this guy is probably really tanky.
Yeah, that guy's tanky. I actually don't know what I was doing, but sure.
Probably if you wanna pressure the Ogre and you wanna fuck him up, you're probably gonna like take 2 levels in Ransack, and on level 5 maybe keep him point for Earthbind. What you're gonna do is like you send your secondary meepo to just AFK farm this camps, and your main meepo to AFK farm lane and AFK right click Ogre, and he cannot do shit because you're gonna get like double sustain because your secondary meepo is hitting jungle creeps. So you're getting like so much healing actually that he can't low res you, and you're gonna win if you auto attack him. And if he gets low and gets into kill range, you can proof the secondary meepo and then kill him. But probably before power threats, you don't have much kill potential. So either I would like use both meepos, out push lane, and then jungle, out push lane, jungle, jungle, to get like more farm, or like jungle 1 meepo, lane 1 meepo, and pressure him out of it. In general, in some matchup, I think it's worth it to like use double meepo to deny every creep and to push every creep if you play against something like a Visage or whatever that really relies on getting strong, and then that can fuck you up. Maybe even in some sense Shadow Fiend, unless he's raping you out of the lane. But in general, 95% of the games, you don't care how much farm the enemy mid gets. All you care for is that you outfarm the enemies.
I see.
And in this game, for sure, you don't really care about pressuring the Ogre unless it doesn't cost you any opportunity to increase your farm. And I don't think you wanna really miss creeps on the lane. Not sure if you missed some, but at least have your main meepo there and outpush it or something. Do they really play Ogre mid in 7k average? What the fuck? Is this an A?
This is like, yeah, I think it is an A. Those are like 5 a.m. though. Well, 8 a.m. my time or something. So it's also like pretty late. So it's like the low skill games. Like I was getting mass pinged by my teammates for picking me food.
So I mean, your choice to AFK farm raw is good and fine, but I just don't think you're farming efficient right now because, well, like I said, you can have your main meepo farm 1 lane and have the other like farm jungle, and after you outpush the lane, you proof your main meepo to the second meepo, you finish some camps faster, then the main meepo can already walk back to the lane. I don't really think they have kill potential until Mars hits level 6, no matter what they do. They don't have enough stuns to stun lock you, so you can always strength strats and proof out if something goes bad. Obviously in this game I would not max proof because it's impossible for them to man fight you, and
I thought that this game I'm not sure if this game is before I realized about the stats build, but I think maybe my thought process was that I need to the way I kill PL is I net him and poof him.
Yeah, that's nice, but even if you net him, you have a lot of damage. You're gonna figure out who's the real one, and he cannot get out of your net. So, even in that way, and the problem with poofing is the stats are just too good. The ransack is too good, and when you're poofing, there's always a chance they're gonna interrupt your cast, and if you attack, they cannot really waste your time by interrupting you. So, that's kind of my idea here. I mean, even if it's a good idea against PL at some point, I think you can start doing that on late game if you really care for the damage. Like, you can probably take the poof talent this game, but in general, even if there's a PL or even if there's a brute, it's probably not worth maxing it really hard. Because look at them, look at their damage, look at you. Instead of having 3 extra points in poof, you're gonna have like plus 12 stats on all meepos. That's like 200 HP. That's attack speed with max ransack. 3 meepos hitting them. Your meepos have like 20 armor right now, which is 50% reduction. So your secondary meepos when have like with Agi threats up to 5k effective HP against physical damage. This PL can hit you for 30 seconds and you're not gonna take damage. And you're gonna heal every damage you take. All you need to do is survive the freezing field and mass combo. And you survive that combo by having stats and hitting people with ransack while you take damage.
Yeah.
I think going E-Blade, I think double Dragonlance and Dragonlance into E-Blade are both valid this game, and it's fine, because, well, they probably don't have enough damage anyway, and you can just E-Blade them, and they also give you stats, and they also give you more life by giving you more armor and more attack speed for Ransack. So I think both of them are right now viable.
Okay. Maybe I'm about to be here, or I'm not sure. Oh, never mind.
I think you wanna take Roshan really early in that game, because you want the second Roshan for shard, or you wanna buy the shard yourself. You have
Do you think, okay, you talked about the, sorry for interrupting, by the way, but you talked about the shard a lot. Do you think the shard is good?
Look at you have a hero Bara. He can always run in for you and you just poof on him. He's like your initiator all the time. Since you have a Bara in this game, I think the shard is really good. And maybe even Void. You can follow up the chrono.
I actually thought, like, with the new patch, like the last patch where they removed the ransack shard, I think meepo got nerfed a bit because that
Yes.
was good, no?
It was really good.
Really good.
When I did my patch analysis, I also saw it as something bad. But you don't need to get a full blink dagger this game, and you can poof on Bara. And you can also, if you're really good at microing mid-fight, if one meepo of you goes low HP mid-fight, you can poof it on a range hero of a teammate to get him out. So,
oh yeah, that is true.
and
That is actually very true.
yeah, and Bara is always a free initiation on whatever. Like, Bara goes in, they use 1 or 2 spells. 2 spells are already out. You can jump on him and save him or kill anyone. Like, he's always gonna get in position for you, and with him together, you can insta burst anyone. But I think it's a really good X shard game, and well, you get it free on the second Roshan, and you have no problems killing Roshan 2 times. Like, right now you have E-Blade, you have the potential to Rosh. In 8 minutes, Rosh is gonna respawn. That means you can get a shard at 24 to 27 minutes. Or you can even buy it yourself.
Okay. I didn't realize all my things then. I just went in.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably don't need to be there because, well, you have your whole side of the map and the map is not farmed. So you probably only want to have one meepo there to pressure. But it's fine. Anyway, again here, like I said, you actually don't have to take fights. You can outfarm them, and since they're on the bottom side of the map, full Roshan is free. When you smoke into Roshan and kill him right now, let's wait for you to respawn. I'm just gonna tell you how many seconds you're gonna need to kill Roshan. Okay, so Roshan right now is 60% physical damage reduction and has 8k life, so it's like 2.5 times. That's like he's 20k 20k physical damage you need to kill him. So right now your damage on your main meepo is like 1.5 times this, so it's like something like 200. Your ransack is like 2.5 as well, so your ransack is like 50 damage. So your main meepo deals like 300 damage, and your secondary meepos maybe something like 350. I mean, let's just say you have 3 times 350 just to make it easier. So you have 1000 DPS against Roshan, and he has 20k efficient HP, so Roshan dies in 20 seconds. Imagine you smoke into Roshan, who is gonna check it? What is the chance of failing? Like maybe if you're unlucky, like 2 to 5% or something, and you get Roche for free. And even if a single hero scouts you, for some reason you don't know. I mean, you saw everyone on bot. If for some reason they still try to scout you or whatever, like it's a free Roshan. Honestly, if they are on this area and fighting you, and you're just taking unfavorable fights. At this point, if you have a good and free meepo game, which you should have, you're like at 15 or 16k net worth probably, and they are like all down here. So you're pretty weak because you didn't farm super efficient and you died 3 times. And there's no reason to fight them. You either farm or you take that Roshan for free. Oh, you're taking the Roshan now? Just to see if our calculation was right. Oh, you actually took a bit longer. Maybe my calculation was wrong. So you start at 12. And it's down at 48. That were like 35 seconds. So it's a bit more. I'm not exactly sure why it was so much more.
I mean, maybe like
Maybe the ransack damage only heals you and doesn't deal damage to Roshan. Yeah, I would have to check that out. But in general, it's really fast and usually free. And if you microing against Roshan, I think a tip for microing there. It seems they recently changed how the Roshan AI works. But right now, those 2 meepos are kinda already low HP. Right now, you click on the full HP meepo, you send him closer to Roshan, so he's literally standing on him. Then you're gonna walk 1 step back with this one and re-go, and he's gonna change the target to the lowest meepo. I think there's one mechanic why Roshan might attack a meepo that's really, really low, but if you don't get them into really low and you just switch out like that, it's really easy.
I see.
Wait, are you actually not healing from the ransack right now? I felt like the ransack worked recently for 100%. Combat log. I might actually be wrong that the ransack doesn't work at all. Attacker, meepo, healing. I felt like ransack actually worked on Roshan because I never took damage, but I probably just have so much armor and so many items early that it doesn't work. Okay, so from our calculation, we get the ransack away, so we have like a lot less damage, so that's why it took longer, and you also don't heal from it. But yeah, like I said, always put the highest HP meepo on melee range to Roshan, like literally on him. And the one he's aggroing right now, just make him walk 1 step back, and he's always gonna go on the on the closest target. Someone in chat said they just patched it, so it probably worked, and they changed it working for some reason.
Sure, like before it was working because I also had the same impression that Transact was gonna work. So
Yeah, I really hate it when Valve is doing those shadow patches where they don't put it into patch note.
Exactly. Like the Ags bug, like this kind of stuff. It's pretty dumb. Like, can you just put it? You're releasing patch notes for a reason, no?
Yeah. I mean, they made a lot of other changes in the past as well like that, and it really triggers me. Honestly, there's no point going more into this game. I mean, there's probably better ways, like I told you, with patience and thinking about how you're going into fights to make it better. But the biggest issue here right now is you have a free meepo game. It's 22 minutes. It's a free meepo game. You can have up to 15 creeps per minute. So you could be at like right now double your last hits kinda. You could be at double your net worth, and by not feeding enemies and like taking engagements better, they're also gonna have less. So the biggest issue here is game decisions and farming efficiency. And I think you understood the points that I made, how I think you can do it more efficient. And skill build, obviously. Anything more about this game, or wanna take a look at the next as well?
No, we can have a look at the other one.
Oh wait, we have like 20 more minutes, so we can go fast over the game. So we looked into 3 games, but I think most of the games I'm telling you easily make sense and you can understand it.
Yeah.
And it's also the moment you see it, I think it's pretty obvious. But you need to consciously think about it and have those game plans and visualizations in your mind and follow them.
I think I'm not sure, but it's also about confidence. Like I feel that I need to fight. I need to help my team. You know, I'm playing almost at my bracket. Well, 1,000 MMR difference, kind of, or 1,500. So I'm like helping my teammates or whatever, and just end up feeding instead of just AFK farming. When I'm on a Smurf, like say a 5k Smurf or 6k Smurf, I'm just AFK in my brain farming all game, and then gonna win the game. So yeah, maybe
Yeah.
that's also an issue.
The point about that, usually the process for me is, first of all, I take a look how do other people play and think about it. Is it good? Is it bad? Do I think he's doing it right or wrong? But in general, I just get different ideas. I'm matching it in my mind, and then one game I go the one extreme, like over fighting. The other game I do the other extreme, like just over AFK farming, and then I see what works, what doesn't work. And by allowing me to make mistakes, I'm gonna learn. If you just do every time what you know what works best already, and you don't get into the risk of making mistakes, you're not gonna learn more. It's like the ice thing we talk about. He's like clowning around, but by clowning around, he's learning. And if he just does improve his mechanics and do what he already knows, he's not gonna find out something new or learn something new.
Exactly.
So by learning those complicated heroes, you need to like go with an intention to a game and say like, okay, this game I'm gonna focus on farming and I don't take fights. The other game you go like, all right, I'm gonna fight all the time, and then you move like from the extremes to like the middle ground, and by every game you will get experience and you will be able to evaluate it and think about it. Why did it work? Why did it not work? Why is it right? Why is it not right? And in the end, you're gonna figure out exactly where's the golden middle that you need to find.
Yeah. You can mute me, by the way. I think this game.
Wait, what did you say? I need to make the
You
game
can
in-game sound a
mute.
bit lower.
You
Oh,
can mute me.
yeah, yeah, I did.
They're
Okay,
all like 3 different accounts, so
yeah.
it
Right.
doesn't work.
So
This is
against
versus Oscar. It was pretty sad in the mid
ag-
lane. I can't lie.
against Saska, well, you really don't like that matchup. It's not fun, but so what you do against Haskell, like I told you, first wave you need to poof it, so it pushes into his tower. So the idea of what you wanna do against Haskell, and especially if he's not god tier player, you wanna get the lane out of lane equilibrium. The lane is not sitting here. You want the lane either in his tower or your tower, so he can't do his auto attack shit on you. How you do it, you push lane really fast into him and you just let him attack you on the first levels. He doesn't deal a lot of damage anyway. So if you get the lane out of equilibrium, you're gonna get free farm and free XP until you get level 4. From level 4 on, you take 2 levels proof, you don't care anyway, you farm like jungle fast and you outpush wave with double wave. If you cannot do any shit and he's raping you and you can't walk on lane, you use one of your meepos or your only meepo, you walk around here, you cut those trees, you steal the creep wave, you use the creep wave, you walk here, you make the creep wave meet behind your tower. This will make the lane equilibrium go out of lane equilibrium again. And And in the end, you're not gonna fight the Huska the whole game. You're gonna AFK farm and you're gonna AFK split push on the other side of map. And if Huska ganks you, just poof out and you get E-played. After you have E-played, you might consider fighting him. Then you have two options. You either just go E-played Skadi or you go E-played Hex, and you either fight him or you don't fight him. But in general, you don't need to fight him. But obviously, if you have a E-plate or double E-plate and Hex, you can instantly kill him. But probably you just get Skadi, and you can also to dodge like his inner fire stuff. You can always just poof one meepo in or not all meepos, and after he uses inner fire, you poof the other meepos in, or you just wait his ultimate or his inner fire and then you disarm him, and yeah, he has no counterplay at that point. But in general, you dodge him the whole game and just play like on the other side of the map, and then like the weakness of Huska is he has to 5-man, but Meepo is split pushing faster than him, so they kinda have to do something about your split pushing. So their 5-manning is not gonna work. He will kind of fall off. You will out farm him, and well, he will not have a game. So that's the game plan. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Not sure if you ever thought about mid-wave wave skip, but that can be really useful against Huska and other heroes you cannot lane against.
I play Brood, so I do it versus bad matchups.
Yeah,
Well, I used to. Now Brood is very different.
Yeah. I mean, but on Brute you kinda just sit behind the tower. On Meepo you can also not sit behind the tower and use one Meepo to always get the wave. You can even make the wave join you in jungle and then double proof it. But yeah, on Meepo you can also just sit behind the tower. Especially if you get 2 levels in Ransack, you can have your main Meepo behind the tower and he's not gonna lose HP while your other Meepo farms jungle, and if he walks on you, you just poof out or to the second Meepo, and then you get like double wave or something inside your tower. Anyway, I would really leave this lane at level 3 or level 4 unless you get like free stuff here and like, hey Phoenix, go take the lane. So that's how you outplay dogs like that pick Huska.
No, if you pick me, you're also a dog. Can't lie, bro. Oh, this game I also did the max poop.
Yeah. I think two levels or 3 levels are fine. But anyway, if you go for the proof build, you really don't want to fight, so you're never running at enemies. Because well, you're skilled for proofing and stuff. Also, you take Earthbinder. I mean, you really don't want to fight against early Bristleback, especially if you don't have Ransack maxed. You don't want to fight against Huska. Like Prue can be annoying as well. You have no reason to fight, so there's no reason to get more than 1 level on it. And yeah, I would probably still in this game go at least 1 Dragonlance just so your right click attack farming speed in jungle gets increased. Yeah, and there you're already triggered and stuff. But yeah, the reason this game is hard is just because you didn't know exactly how to lane against Huska efficiently. If you knew that and you just followed your game plan, like in this game I should farm and split push and don't take fights unless like you can help your team with E-plate and they are overcommitting or making mistakes. But you always keep them busy with one meepo, and because you keep them busy and your one meepo is ready to cancel the TP, if they like use TPs, you always can make a lot of map pressure. And even if you go for the stats build and even they TP, like how much stuns do they have? They have X-Call and Rubik Lift. Even if you eat X-Call and Rubik Lift and they have 2 or 3 heroes and you have the stats build and you swap power threads to strength, your 2 extra meepos are not gonna die, you're just gonna outproof them.
Yeah.
So you need to understand your limits and what you can do and have a good game plan, and that's what your mechanics look pretty decent. I mean, there's a bit better micro you can do, but you get it by just playing more games. But mostly it's you can work on your mid and late gameplay. I mean, we haven't seen many real late game games, but honestly, the first focus is like fixing your early game and your game plan. And when you then play meepo, like efficiently and nearly perfect, and then you play against good people, then we can take, if you ever care for, take a deeper look at to late game, because those games that you're playing right now and from this point on, they just don't exist. This game only exists right now because you're not playing meepo in the best way possible. If you always play him better and have a better plan and play in nicer lives right now, this game will have zero chance of occurring like what's happening right now. So that's my idea why it doesn't make sense to look at this stuff a lot, because in general you wanna get really good. So there's no point to look at how to win at 2k MMR if your goal is to play at 9k MMR, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I think it doesn't make like too much sense focusing on the mid and late game right now, except for what's your general game plan, how you should follow it, how to execute late game, how to like really efficiently control the map later, and do perfect split pushes or dying and all. You can look at that if you play against good enemies and if you mastered like early and mid game. Now I would just like literally go like 8 or 16x about game if I see anything interesting, but in general, I don't think there's much to do. I wouldn't get like I said, I usually always go for like only stats items, and I don't care about buying hacks or whatever. But this might actually be a game where it can be a good idea to get hacks, because well, hex is really good against Husker and you can kill him. Not sure, but if Brew can ult out of nets, I'm not sure if he can ult out of roots. But yeah, that's also a chance you can kill him before. Also, when X doesn't get his call off, he dies a lot easier.
Pretty sure he can.
But
Rotate.
yeah, but just because of Husker, instead of getting a second set item, I would get the hex, because well, he can't do shit. He just dies instantly, whatever. And if you play it smart and all, like even with Phoenix, like you jump with hex on him, he's gonna laser, he's instantly dead. So uh, hex even gives you more defensive abilities than like Skadi in this at this point, because you can just like disable him and he's not gonna deal damage to you. Or even going Manta to increase your split pushes illusions, or like send illusions on heroes as a dagger or something like that. Also, the travel stuff, if you probably didn't buy like the ultimate orb instantly and you had travels right now, just when you respawn, you TP all your meepos on bot lane. You have your main meepo in the fight here. You just take the Rex and cancel TPs with main meepo and delay the Husker by using E-Plate, or just being annoying there, or waiting for opportunity where they use like TPs and then you poof in and win a team fight 5 against 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you honestly shouldn't win a fight here, but you're probably still gonna win the fight, but it's more like it's because they are bad.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you had more farm and farmed better, you can just straight on 1v5 kill them there anyway. If you have like 5k or 10k net worth more here, if you played the game really well and it was free. And well, now you just end the game, you win your first fight, you end the game. This is how usually meepo games on 5k, 6k go. You just outfarm them, you wait for them to make one mistake, and then game is over no matter what. I guess that's most of it. I mean, if you have some questions, you can ask them now.
So you get more points in ransack in versus heroes that are melee, or like what's the ideal?
I look
what's
at
the ideal skill build?
I look at this like that. If I feel like I'm not getting stunned a lot, if I feel like I'm trading hits a lot and I play against mostly physical damage, I believe ransack can be more efficient than stats. But in general, if I see a lot of magic damage or a lot of burst or a lot of stuns, it's more stats. Like Ransec is more like, all right, they're having a ogre, a baratrum, a phantom lancer, and they literally don't have control. They don't have a lot of magic damage. I can just hit them and regain more life than by having stats.
I see.
So it's more like I look at the enemies, is magic and stuns the problem, or is like physical damage and right click the problem, and will I have the opportunity to like trade hits like a madman without getting punished?
Hmm. What are meepo winning? What is it? Lanes. When what lane do you actually like go in and like? Oh, I'm playing versus this hero in the mid lane. I'm gonna own his ass. Is there any?
I guess mostly melee heroes. I guess heroes like mostly melee heroes that mostly rely on physical damage. I guess something like Magnus, Doom, probably even the new Beastmaster on laning stage. I mean, Void Spirit, Ember Spirit, all those guys that get raped by Monkey King, kinda.
Okay. The Ember Spirit matchup. So, do you max both?
No. No, you just go 1 level Poof, 2 levels in Ransack, you right click him, he cannot go to lane. On level 5 maybe you get net, if he makes a misplay you kill him.
Okay. Good Ember players would not use shield level 1, right?
I mean, it doesn't matter, you cannot break the shield with Poof anyway, and even if you can, you don't care.
Can you check on stream?
Uh,
What's the?
I mean, let's take a look at Ember Spirit. I mean, even if you can break it, you don't care. But alright, so let's say he has Flame Guard on level 2.
No,
200.
level 1. I think level 2 you can't break it.
Yeah,
Unless maybe you have 2 meeples.
on level 1 you can break it, with 2 meeples can break it, but even on level 5 you then cannot break it. But you don't care about 30 damage per second if you double ransack, hit a hero, and have like a lot of life. He actually loses 1v1 fight if you have 2 levels in ransack, so you actually don't care about his flame guard. And even if you take like flame guard damage, you're just gonna heal up again on the neutral creeps. Like your first goal in general is like just farming, and actually 2 levels in ransack, he cannot walk to the lane. Every time he comes, you just right click him. You don't care. So that's the idea about it, and I don't think Poof is more valuable, especially. I'm not sure how the root works, but if you take I'm sure his chains cancel your Poof, and if he's a good player, he just takes 1 level in Poof, and every time you try to Poof, he waits like 1.5 seconds, then roots you, and you're gonna have wasted all your time Poofing. So you're weak at fighting, so unless you take the Poof for farming, you don't want it.
Makes sense. I mean, I think that's it. I don't have a lot of more questions, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. And like I said, work mostly on your game plan, focus more on farming. Think about what's more efficient. Do you want to be on this lane? Do you want to outproof the lane and double farm jungle with meepos? Do you want to outpush the lane with one meepo and jungle with the other meepo and then join him? Like in general, just farm more efficient, and be smarter about your item and skill choices, and decide what's your game plan against people. Are those heroes you are fine against? Do you want to fight them? Do you not want to fight them? Do you want to dodge? Do you want to split push? Do you want to outfarm? Do you need to pressure?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, the answer, especially if you don't play on the highest games of Rota already, is you wanna outfarm the enemies, because everyone is a dog and they farm it efficiently farming, and if you farm efficiently, you're gonna outscale them unless you play against like a 5 counter liner.
Yeah. By the way, one thing with meepo I struggle is when one meepo gets low, like say in like a big like a 5v5 late game team fight. There's Golem, there's I don't know Haunt, stuff like that. There's all those spells. And what do you use to select the meepo that is dying?
Well, look at the left here. You see your meepos with HP bars.
Yeah.
You just click on the one meepo, send them away, reselect the others, play with them.
Do you manually click on them? or do you
Uh,
number?
I either click on it. My hotkey setup is like this. I have above my F1 to F4 keys, I have extra keys called G6, G7, G8, G9, and those are like me. Like F1 is my main meepo. G6 is this. G7, G8, and G9 are like the other three meepos. So I either click on them or I use those hotkeys. But it doesn't make much of a difference. You just look with one eye here. Oh, this guy is getting low. Click on him, sending away. Like a lot of times, I try to click them, but mostly you just misclick. It's
Yeah,
impossible.
yeah, you just
So
click it. Like they're all on top of each
so
other.
you're fighting here. You see this meepo is going low. You sending back. You reselect them. You play with those meepos. So that's kind of one way you can do it easily, I guess.
Okay, because actually, like maybe because you're a long time Meepo player, but I've only just started playing Meepo recently. But like it's not like a thing that like you do if you play heroes other than like Meepo. Meepo is the only hero that has like stuff on the left, you know.
Yeah.
So my eyes don't usually look at the left. So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe I just need to get used to it.
So by the way, I'm gonna show you my unit groups. This is Wait, this group is right now wrong because I misclicked it somewhere. Okay, so this is my one unit group. All meepos except the main meepo. Then I have select all units on caps lock. Then I have select all other units F2. This is like all meepos and manta illus. Then I have unit 1, all meepos, group 2. That's those two meepos. This is a farming group. Group 3, meepos 3 and 4. Then I have 4, which is my Manta Illus, and then I have 5, which is main Meepo and Meepo 4. So when you have 4 Meepos or 3 Meepos, your farming groups are usually main Meepo and this Meepo, and the other farming group is this one. And this is still an old group from when you had eggs, then you would usually split those two Meepos as well. But even if you get to late game, there's usually not a big point to split them, but I still like to have that group. Or even in a team fight, if you have a really good team fight, they have a lot of AoE abilities and you're really tanky and honestly, you just don't want to go all on one hero. Like, this guy attacks support 1, those attack support 2, main hero attack hero 3, and just look how the fight plays out. They cannot handle it. So I think those are unit groups are nice to have, and the one with solutions is also important, especially if you want to try to play on Manta, since you can poof on Manta Illus, and also you can like send one Manta Illus on like buildings, you can send one Manta Illus on some support, and if they do anything wrong, you either kill all the buildings by poofing instantly there, or you kill all the heroes that are on your Manta Illus. And even since Manta got buffed, the Manta is really tanky, and the Manta Illus actually deals 66% damage of a meepo. So the Manta Illuses have actually the ability to like deal serious damage to one hero.
When do you get Manta? And wait, before you answer that, so for the Manta, did you say that you have a hotkey for each meeple of the Manta, or just for both of them?
No, I just have one hotkey that's all illusions. Like, you just take illusion rune in lobby and you spawn Manta and you double click it and
I mean, the only, and well, not the only, like when I saw who was getting an Ace, Ace?
Yep.
Yeah, he gets a Manta on meeple, but I actually do not understand why do you need a Manta.
Well,
it only works on your main hero, like the spell only works on your main meeple.
It gives you good stats. You can poof on the clones, and you can use the clones to safely push one wave without dying there if you're scared of getting ganked and they don't show. And like I said, for example, a lot of times when I play against Winter Wyvern, I go for this build. I go actually this build and E-plate and more hearts and stuff. And what I do in fights, okay, first of all, in fights, people lose track of who are the real meepos. Second of all, like, if there's a fucking wyvern here, before I go into the fight, I send my illusions on her. And I just right-click her and I zone her out. And if it overcommits, I just poof there and hex her and kill or something like that. And yeah, they can push lanes. You can use them to scout. They can have some uses, and it gives you decent stats. And your main meepo also gets faster. And maybe you're playing like your other meepos are waiting and only your main meepo is in the fight and you use it to remove a silence or you use it to remove a slow. Or you're baiting like people and then you like Manta, proof all other meepos and fight.
The enemy's middle
One of my issues with Manta is when I don't know how you move, but I select all units. There is the command where you select all units and then I tap through them. And the mantas also count as select all units. So I think it fucks up my poofs, no?
You can do it like this. So you use Manta. You mean you're using like this group, right? But even if you use it like that, the mantas are. But you can send the mantas in, and then you select your first meepo and meepo tap, meepo tap.
Wait, what?
Like so if you
It works.
so you can tap through units without having any unit selected.
Okay, I actually never knew that.
So it starts with your main meepo, then the other meepos, and then the manta illus. So that's what you can also do if you don't have the right unit groups for doing this stuff.
Doesn't that wait? Is that how you poof?
I mean, that's how you can prove. I usually select the unit groups, all meepo except the main meepo, and then I proof them, and then I switch to main meepo and dagger.
Yeah.
You can use every meepo. What? Really? I didn't know that.
Wait, what?
Wait, you can actually use your other meepos to save them. But even if you do that, Wyvern ult is like 4 seconds and this is like 2 seconds. E-Blade is like you can just use E-Blade instead of having the Yules, but maybe there's some shit where you need to save your meepo, then I can imagine Yules being okay. But the problem is Yules is very expensive and it doesn't give you any stats. But yeah, that's good to know. But I don't think there's many games where I would buy that. Probably no games.
It's just to look cool and style kids. Meepo Yules. Honestly, I guess that's it. I don't know if you have like any comments or like any comments on my gameplay. Or...
Yeah, I mean, if you have more questions and stuff, and you figure stuff out while playing, or I mean, you can also go through the VOD and stuff if there's anything new again. But I mean, most of the stuff is really obvious and straightforward, and you probably understand it. You can always ask me questions on Discord, and can just try out the new stuff you learned. And I think that's it for now.
Yeah, sure. Good luck in your games today.
Yeah, thanks. You too. I hope it was useful to you, and you think it was a good time investment to have the coaching.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, at least you just told me to farm. That's all I need to do. I'm an offlane player, so I'm kind of aggressive. I don't blame it.
I mean, you can also play meepo on offlane. I think it's actually good, especially with the new stats build. You just get tanky, you skill stats, and well, you are a fucking 2K hero that cannot be ganked because he proves out that can just walk at people and really aggressively farm into towers and stuff.
Do you mind if you send? Did you play it?
Yes. I think I won all my offlane meepo games, but
Do you mind if you send me the replay?
You can add me on this account here. Not this account, but another account. I just don't know in which game I played offlane, but I mean, I would have to look through so many games, but maybe I can add you and you can see some game or something. Or if I played again on offlane, which might happen, I will just link you the game.
Okay,
Then.
sure. Just, send me a game. If you want, you can add like one of the two accounts. If the other one is not my account, you can add the first one you viewed, the one called Devil.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be great. Thank you very much again. It was a pleasure.
No problem. Thanks for taking the coaching and have fun on your games.
Thank you.
I'm gonna also link you the VOD as soon as I upload it.
Sure.